What's up, guys? So I did a collaboration with Barric Boxing and my very own boxing gloves made. So check it out. Hey, what's up, guys? Carlo here, and today I'm super excited to finally announce the release of my CSQUAREDBOXING and Barric Boxing collaboration boxing gloves. These are a 16-ounce lace-up closure glove, and there will only be 10 pairs of these sold. But before I go into the details on how you can get yourself a pair of these, I want to kind of give you guys the background story on how these gloves were made, give you guys a little background story on Barric Boxing as well as Rich and his love and craft for boxing gloves. Now, this started a little over a year ago, April of 2020, right when the pandemic started. And I was actually, of all places, I was actually browsing eBay looking for old school vintage boxing gear. And I came across his ad for a pair of gloves that looked really unique. I'd never seen anything like them before. Full cowhide leather. They had this koi fish design on them that looked really cool. And I was intrigued, so I clicked on it, I checked them out. I never had heard of Barric Boxing in my life before, and showed that they were handmade here in the United States. So it really made me interested because there's only really two manufacturers currently that I know that make gloves here in the United States, and that would be 1v1 Fight Gear down in Florida, as well as John Gollum up there in Pennsylvania, whose family is the original Everlast. So the fact that they were made in the United States is what really got my attention. So got the gloves, really loved them. And then Rich, who is the owner of Barric Boxing and the person that actually makes these gloves, reached out to me and we started discussing. And long story short, I found out that we were both veterans. We both served in the United States military. He had a passion for glove making. I had a passion for boxing, as well as the equipment, obviously. So we kind of shot a couple ideas back and forth, and we decided to do a collaboration. So to make a pair of boxing gloves, or should I say 10 pairs of boxing gloves, that would showcase his skills as well as co-branded with my brand. Now, I had always thought about making my own boxing gloves to share with the general public, but it always had to check off the boxes, so to speak. I always wanted to do something unique to itself. I didn't want to just get a bunch of Pakistan made gloves, and there's nothing against that. There's totally nothing against that. But for myself and for the people that are subscribers to this channel, have been with me for years and follow me on Instagram, I wanted it to be something very unique. And so I didn't want to slap it on there. It wasn't something just to get, make gloves and sell them to make money off of. That was never my intention. So when I found Barric, you know, he kind of checked off all the boxes. He was a veteran like myself. He made his gloves here in the United States with quality components, quality leather, cowhide leather. It had all of the elements that I was looking for. So what we decided to do was make 10 pairs of these, and it took about a year. And the reason it took so long is because, one, I wanted Rich to be comfortable. He has a full-time job, and this is something he does on the side. So it was at his comfort level and his pace. I'm not there to rush him and tell him, hey, hurry up, you know, I need these gloves out. That's not for me to tell him to do. He's the one making these gloves. I'm just thankful that he's taking this project on. So with that being said, he also had several revisions. So he would send me a pair of gloves. I would look at them, kind of figure out what I did or didn't like without the gloves, and then we would revise it. And we actually did, I think, 4 different pairs of gloves that he finally revised and we were happy with. So this was the final version of the glove that I'm going to be selling 10 pairs of, and I was really happy with. So a couple of things with these gloves. The first thing you'll notice is that it has that metallic gold. And the reason I decided to go with the metallic gold and the maroon is because I'm a big fan of Bay Area sports. If you haven't noticed already, I've had the Sharks hat forever now. But my favorite team is the 49ers. I'm a big 49ers fan. I know if you're Cowboys or Steelers or whatever fan. If you're a Seahawks fan, also, you're probably like, whatever. But it's all good. That's what sports is all about. So that's what the colorway I went with. I wanted to go with the gold and maroon. Actually, it's considered to be, the Niner colors are actually called cardinal red. So that's not exactly the same color, but whatever, you get the point. So that's the colorway I decided to go with. I wanted to keep weight kind of simple. I only had 10 pairs to get made, so I didn't want like 2 pairs of 12, 2 pairs of 14. Decided to go all with 16 ounces just because I feel like 16 ounce gloves are generally the most used, because you can use them for sparring, you could use them for hitting the bag, hitting the mitts, and just doing all the training in the gym. So I thought it was really important to just do it in one size, 16 ounces, just made it a lot easier. All cowhide leather construction. Again, this glove is made by Rich in his workshop, and all done by him. It's one person doing these gloves. It's not a mass-produced gloves by any means. Genuine leather construction. You can see it has that metallic gold. One thing you'll also notice is that each logo is actually hand painted. So you can see the logos look a little bit different than each other, and that's because these are all hand painted individually, and then the patch is stitched onto the back of the glove. And it is a soft patch. It's not a plastic patch. It is a soft leather patch on there. The leather on here isn't anything like on the market as far as like Pakistan leather. It's definitely not a Mexican style leather like Reyes. It has a much thicker feel to it. You know, this leather is top quality, top grain. You can see it has a much more robust feel. Some people actually had said that this reminds them loosely of a DiNardo glove, and I know DiNardo makes his gloves in-house by himself, and they kind of have that old school look and feel, but that's kind of the vibe that some people have said. One thing that Barric wanted to make with me was a glove that had kind of the old school look and feel, but with new school technology that was built into it. So you can see the metallic gold on there looks fantastic, beautiful shine to it. I decided to go with welted seams. Originally, the gloves that we did, the first 2 versions didn't have welted seams, but we wanted to add extra durability. The foam that's used in the hand compartment as well as in the wrist support is all one piece. And we added that to maintain the structure of the glove. So you can see it is balanced completely. It's not a top heavy glove where you feel like all the weight is towards the front of the glove and it feels really floppy. So the foam is all the way through the back of the glove, and it's just stitched in between, obviously, for the triple cuff. We wanted the triple cuff, obviously, for a little bit of flexibility, but it's nice and firm. Aside from the welted seams, we did reinforce the edges with extra stitching to make sure that the glove stayed intact. Double stitching, welted seams, and extra stitching to make sure everything kind of stayed put and intact. You also have the Barric logo that has kind of that silk patch that shows Barric, and you have a good 1.5 inches of padding on the back of the wrist. That's medium density right there, and a little bit more firm on the outside triple cuff. You also have about 1 inch of firm padding right here that goes all the way to where the white piping is for the thumb, as well as that same padding all the way up to right about here, almost on where the grip bar is. That way you have this nice long piece right here to keep your hand in place. You have the black or the red and white split thumb with the oversized attached thumb leather piece right there. I wanted to make sure that didn't rip off. And then you also have a dual grip bar, one on the inside that you can't see right under here. And then you also have a more flat, thicker grip bar that gives you a really nice feel. We also decided to go with the opposite color design. So instead of doing red on one side, I just decided to kind of do the checkerboard look with the white offset to each other, so they're diagonal rather than just completely across, just to kind of give it a unique look. Then on the inside, the fun part, the padding. So what we decided to go with was a horsehair inside of a hemp fabric that's laminated to 2 pieces of NASA foam. So the foam that they use like in the NASA suits. What's proprietary about that foam, and you can also reach out to Barric if you have more questions, or Rich at Barric, is the way it absorbs impact. So the horsehair really gives it that more broken in, natural, old school feel. And that's what you'll notice with a lot of horsehair gloves like the Everlast MX. The punch surface doesn't look really like just smooth and flat and symmetrical like a lot of the Pakistan made gloves where it's that multi-layer foam, but it's just really smooth and looks overly perfect. With horsehair gloves, you have a little bit more of a wrinkled, kind of a, I would say kind of a looser look to it around, especially around the knuckle area, and that's because of the horsehair. But there is foam inside there as well. And what that does, it gives you a lot more of a conforming punch surface. So when you land a lot more square and flat, rather than having this rounded punching surface where you feel like it's going to glance off whatever you're striking. And it offers excellent pop and feedback as well as shock absorption. So you get a little bit of best of both worlds in the terms of knuckle placement. And that's the huge thing with this, is that when you put your hand in here, I wanted you to be able to really turn your hand over to make a proper fist. Some gloves, the way they position your hand, you feel like these knuckles are landing more than the knuckles that are supposed to be landing, your 2 front knuckles. So position of hand was at most, utmost importance with these gloves, is to be able to position your hand properly as well as your thumb. So again, just to show you guys the construction, gold piping around there. The liner as well is a 9-line liner that's moisture wicking, that has a USA tag that's stitched on there. So when I slide my hand in this glove, I really wanted you guys to feel that feeling of, oh wow, damn, that's a really nice hand compartment. And that's what I definitely feel you'll feel when you put your hand in here. My fingers are all the way tucked underneath right here. I have that dual grip bar system that's built in inside here. You can't see it obviously in the standard. So basically your knuckles are now where they should be at, landing right where they need to be. That foam on the back of the glove that goes all the way through to the wrist support is nice and rigid, as well as the front. So when you pull on the laces, even if you have skinnier forearms like I do, that extra wrist support that you get really locks your hand in and gives you perfect wrist support with a decent amount of mobility. The glove will take a little bit of breaking in. It does have a little bit more of a softer feel to it because of the horsehair, but it will take a little bit of time to break in. Thumb position is really good as well. I wanted to make sure the thumb was nice and parallel, but also when you pulled your fist in and you made a fist, that the attached thumb would kind of help pull your thumb in so you don't end up breaking your thumb or poking somebody's eye out. So that was really important. And then of course, that beautiful sound that you get on the glove that has that perfect punch surface right there. Your 2 front knuckles landing, excellent shock absorption, and then you feel that really nice crack, especially when you land on a heavy bag with this. One thing I do want to mention to you guys to keep in mind with metallic colors, which unfortunately was a trade-off for us when we made these gloves, because I was really stuck on the gold colorway, was that metallic golds typically flake off and wear quicker than solid traditional colors because of the way it's dyed and bonded to the leather. So if you do get these gloves and you notice that there's a lot more wear and tear on the punch surface, especially because it's metallic, that's completely normal. That was kind of the trade-off with going with the metallic colorway. Especially if you sweat a lot and you get sweat on here, the salt in your sweat will definitely break that down quicker. So that was just something I wanted to let you guys know if you do purchase these gloves, that the metallic colorway looks cool, but I haven't had a metallic glove regardless of brand. I've had No Boxing, No Life, Salvador, 1v1, Sabas Pro Series. They've all the metallics have definitely faded and cracked a little bit quicker than the solid color on the glove. So do keep that in mind. But excellent punch surface, so that's what I really wanted. Thumb placement support. Leather quality, I wanted to be top notch. Construction, I wanted to be top notch. And obviously, I just didn't want the gloves to look like anything else that was out there. Again, if you're looking at these, they kind of have more of that old school look with new school technology built into that. And I hope you guys definitely feel that when you guys put these gloves on. As far as pricing goes, again, there's only going to be 10 pairs of these sold. These retail for $225 with free shipping within the United States. If you are international or overseas, unfortunately, shipping will be extra. And do keep in mind with all of the shipping delays, there might be some delays if I have to ship this overseas. But again, $225 with free shipping. The way I came up with the cost was with Barric, obviously he sells his own gloves as well. But we used a couple of proprietary things in this one, as well as the design that made this kind of a one-off deal. Was I wanted the gloves to reflect, the pricing to reflect obviously the quality of the glove. So it's not a cheap glove, it's not some Everlast glove you'll find at Big Five sporting goods. This is done by one person that was busting his ass to get these gloves together. So I think the price reflects that, but I also didn't want the price to be just overly ridiculous, like like a pair of Grants, basically $700 for some gloves that you can essentially get for $300 or $200 and just price gouging people. So that wasn't the point behind this glove. I wanted these gloves to share with you guys at a fair price point that I thought was good. For people that are subscribers to this channel or just want to share with somebody else. So I definitely love these gloves. I hope you guys love these too. I want to give a big shout to Rich at Barric for putting all his blood, sweat, and tears into producing these gloves. Without him, these gloves wouldn't be possible. So if you guys are interested in purchasing these gloves, I'm going to be putting my email, CSQUAREDBOXING@gmail.com, in the comments as well as in the description box. If you're interested in it, I'll put the email there. You can reach out to me through email. And then I accept Venmo, Zelle, or even PayPal. Just keep in mind, if you do PayPal, there's a 3% fee on top of that, unfortunately. So I prefer to use Zelle or Venmo. Once payment is made, then I will get everything wrapped up and shipped out to a verified address. And I hope you guys enjoy the glove. So appreciate you guys for all the years of support for this channel. I know it took a while for these gloves to kind of come out, but they're finally here. I'm proud of them, and I hope you guys enjoy them as well. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.